Time is going by so fast. We are live. Good morning, good morning, good morning, South Florida, and hello, world. This is Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, and I am the CEO, president, founder of the Henderson Financial Group. And today, joining me, my brother from another mother. He's back. He's back from serving more, and that's one and only James T from Hot 105. How you doing, my brother?
Rob, I am recuperating because, hey, most people think when I take a cruise that I'm vacationing. No,
Yes.
my family's vacationing. I'm working. I'm working. I'm working.
Yeah. You was
So,
what? You was at the 7 days, man. Woo.
woo, no. I only did 5, but we're
Oh,
giving away a 7-day cruise. The radio station is setting it up where we can have winners to register. So, any of you want to go to hot105fm.com to register for a 7-day cruise aboard Disney, the Disney Dream. It's now in Fort Lauderdale, and hey, people are excited about it. Hey, full. It was just, hey man, it was great, Rob, and it was great to see um, families and people from all over. Not everybody had children. As a matter of fact, I saw people from Illinois. I saw, as a matter of fact, saw a lot of people locally.
yeah.
From Mir. Oh, Rob,
Without their
having
children. Without
ri-
their children.
without the chill. That see, most people when you say Disney, you think, oh, that's for the
Kids.
kids.
Right.
Man, Rob, like your company and others that I've seen, but the best I have ever seen do service is Disney. Their brand, Robert, when their brand is like service, when all of a sudden you see something, uh, someone doing something great, someone serving you with a smile, someone being pleasant or whatever, and your mind go to another company or to a company, that's a brand, and that's why when even on the cruise, I told a couple, it was just a lady and best friend. They were on the cruise and they were from Fort Lauderdale. And we started talking about a family member of theirs that I know that we could be a blessing to. And I just said, hey, here's my number, and Rob, this is what we do in showing others that, yes, there is someone out there that God will place in your life that if you will get in divine order and if you will recognize that there's there's kingdom, there's principles and there are laws, that hey, you'll attract a Robert Henderson or
Yes.
James T or John Doe or Mary Sue or whoever.
Absolutely.
Rob, it happens, Rob. For me, man, that my greatest blessing is when I give. My greatest blessing is when I give.
Yes, man. We talked about that giving Hyacinth and myself on the show, Wednesday show transition, dealing with the mind. We talked about giving, the power of giving, and people
Hmm.
don't understand that. And it has to come in that order before you receive. You don't receive first, then give, which that's when I was a shorty, and I didn't when I didn't have none. That's because I didn't have none. I thought I had to receive first, then give. No, 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 no. It's just the opposite. If you want to receive, you first got to give first in that order, and I promise you, it will come 10 times fold over. Shake it. How do they say 10 times, shake it and fold over, something like that.
Press down, shake it
Press down.
together, running over.
Yeah.
Shall men give it to your bosom. But Rob, now look at that. When we were children, we didn't realize those things that we were being given because
Right.
truly the care, I've also shared with people before, particularly younger people, and saying, I can remember listening to my grandparents or others say, now that's a good man. And the good man was doing only 3 things: providing food, clothing, and shelter
That's
for his
right.
family. If regardless as to what the man did or what hangups he had, but that's a good man. Isn't that something, Rob?
Yeah. That's a
Food,
good
clothing,
man.
and shelter
A
was a
giver.
good man. Was a
If
good
you
man.
give. That's right. A
And
person that give.
and the children didn't even realize that they were being given.
Right.
They thought that's just the way it is. I'm entitled to that. But then there are others who maybe didn't have a father or a mother or aunt or uncle or cousin that could provide shelter. There are a lot of people, Rob, that's going through difficult times and they really, really do need help.
Yes, yes. Good morning, brother. P. Parnell Victor says, "Good morning, wealthy brothers." You got that right. You got that right. How you
Hey,
doing,
we
Parnell?
gotta say amen to that. Amen.
Amen. Let's church say amen to that. Amen. Wealthy, wealthy, wealthy. Forget about rich. You want to be wealthy. Wealthy is when you got a flow, a cash flow.
Through multiple sources, Rob.
Through
Through
multiple sources. That's some good stuff. Good
on
morning.
a
Good morning.
continuous basis.
That's
Through
right. On a
multiple
continue.
sources on a continuous basis.
Yes,
That's what you want to get. That's what you
that's
want to get.
wealthy. When you it's kind of wealthy. It's like when your blood flow, it's just flowing through your body. You're healthy. So when your money is just flowing through, you're not getting any hangups. There's no bottleneck. You're wealthy. How you doing, Jordan? How you doing, Islam? Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Today I want to talk about a couple things. One I want to talk about mainly is doing things in a certain way. Today's show is title of the show today is doing things in a certain way. And that's key. I want to make sure y'all understand when I say doing things in a certain way, because all of us do things, but we all do things differently. And doing things in a certain way can determine whether you are wealthy or not wealthy. As simple as that. Doing things in a certain way. And one of the things that I want you guys to think about when you're going throughout your life and you're going through your financial building, your financial wealth, and you're trying to navigate through this maze called life, who are you leaning on? What counsel are you getting? Are you getting counsel from your own self, or are you getting counsel for people who are not wealthy? Think about that. And they have data that said, James, most people get advice from people who don't have nothing. Can you believe that?
Well, when you have friends that if you fail, they would not be there to catch you.
Yes.
Rob, we have family and friends that if we were falling, who would be there to catch you? Do you have people around you? I saw a gentleman doing an example, and he was saying, it's not in the falling that you get hurt. It's in that sudden stop. So if you can fall multiple times and not get hurt if there's someone there to catch you. So yes, doing things in a certain way means that you must get advice from people who can show you and convince you. And Rob, that's a part of what you do. You
Yes.
can, once you talk to a person, hey, they have an idea, they want this, they explain to you what they're trying to do, and you can say, well, hey, have you ever thought about this, or have you ever thought about that? And all of a sudden, you mean to tell me I can do that way?
Yes. Doing things in a certain way. So today's show, I'm going to talk about some different subject, but it all going to center around doing things a certain way. As a matter of fact, I'm going to discuss something that Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, and those of y'all who never heard of Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger, Berkshire Hathaway, they started the firm. They used to be the richest. Warren Buffett was the richest man on the planet at one time. Now I think he's the third or fourth richest man on the planet. Okay. I think he's like 92, 93 years old. His partner, Charlie Munger, just died at age 99. And they run a financial services business. They have a fund. And they said something that I always believed since I got into the financial services business. I just believe so. There's certain things, James, and I talked about this last Wednesday. Those of you all who didn't see Wednesday show with Hyacinth and myself, my daughter Hyacinth, I think that was a good show because it talked about the power of giving and receiving and how giving and having some sort of instinct. As a matter of fact, James, you touched on it a little bit when you said that, you know, when you have something inside of you, there's something inside of you that makes you act and gives you a power of discernment. That's a gift from God. It really is. Everybody don't have it. When you all, the Lawrence, Bridge, Brenda Brown, Islam, Jordan, Parnell, when people come to the show here and they listen and they hear us and they see us, and we come up with topics. There's a reason, an action inside of them that make you say, I want to go and I want to hear something. I want to hear something that probably going to help my personal life. That's a gift, because everybody that has ears don't hear. It really don't. When you're supposed to do something with the gift. When you hear me talking about something, or I say something that makes you say, your next step is to take action. You have to take action, because a lot of us hear things, a lot of things every day, and we have 10,000. As a matter of fact, they say we have more than 80,000 different thoughts, but the acting on it is what's important. A lot of people like to say, "Oh, I know, I heard that before. I know," but you ain't did nothing. You got to act, man. You got to act. Knowing something is nothing if you can't prove it. If you can't do it, I mean, you got to act. And then when you come into the show like this, it's a reason why you tuning in. There's a reason why you told somebody else to tune into the show and they didn't. It's not their time. It's your time. You got to worry about yourself. You got to put the mask on you, the oxygen mask on you first, so you could be strong. And then once they see your light shining and see how you do what you doing, they're gonna say, "How you got that? Where you got that?" That's why they're lured. You are an influencer. Each and every one of us are an influencer. So there's people watching you, me, how we move, how we prospered, how we act. If you running around here poor mouthing, then ain't nobody getting ready to listen to you. That's why a lot of people, they go to church, they broke. Why I want to listen to them? Because you don't see no action. Anytime you get knowledge, you're supposed to be able to demonstrate you receive that knowledge and how it benefit from you. You know what I mean? It's like taking some medicine. All of a sudden, you take this medicine and you still sick. You might well stop taking it. You know what I mean? But if you taking this medicine, all of a sudden you feeling better, then that's the key. So you got to look around and say, what are you doing? What are you learning? What are you listening to? What are you hearing? Who are you listening to? You have to be able to demonstrate. And there's a universal law called the law of demonstration. So I'm going to talk to you all about what Warren Buffett and his partner said. But first, doing things in a different way. Here's a lady. She's 70 years old, James. She's a principal of a school. And I would say, I'm just giving you all one of my clients. She has about $2 million. Yeah, her and her husband together has about $2 million with us. We went. They've been our clients probably about 15 years. And she says, Robert, I'm tired of driving this 2009 car. Everybody in the school, the teachers, everybody got cars better than me. They're better than her, she says. She says, when she retired, she really wanted this Bentley. I said, okay, you want the Bentley? She said, I just want that Bentley because I've been working so long. I'm 70 years old and I'm principal and I just want that Bentley. And I said, okay, she has a net worth about $2 million. We've been with her for about 15 years and we really helped her and she listens to us. So she says she wants that Bentley. But she says she's not going to retire yet because she's still going. But she says that 2009 car, she got to put it in the shop. She's tired. She says, so she wants her to get her a Tesla. I said, well, how much a Tesla cost? She says, she went down there to the dealership and it's $70,000. But she said she tried to call me, but she couldn't reach me. And I said, why you just ain't call me on my cell? You got my cell. She said, I didn't want to bother you on the weekend. But she's, so she said, she told the people, wait, I got to talk to Henderson to see what's the best way to buy this. Now that's good. Okay, that's good. So I talked to her the other day and I said, okay, well, since you feel like this and you feel like all the smaller teachers got better cars and your car 2009 and you're working so hard and you help so many. She said, Rob, I help everybody. I help this, I help my cousins, I help my friends. I help that. I don't want to die and not receive. I said, listen, you've been blessed. So I said, okay, you want to buy that Tesla? She said, can I just take it out one of the accounts or whatever and just buy it? I said, that's not you could do that because you have the funds, but that's not the best way to do it. And I'm glad you asking me. Doing things in a certain way. So I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. Okay, what we're going to do, since you have a life insurance policy, I said, what we're going to do, we're going to take and put $80,000, take some money from one of your accounts. You're going to put $80,000 in a single premium life insurance. We'll put $80,000 in. I said, when you put that single premium life insurance, the $80,000 in there, at your age, it's going to give you $200,000 guaranteed life insurance. So when you leave the earth, you just turn $80,000 into $200,000 for your loved ones. She said, okay, I like that. As soon as you put the $80,000 into the life insurance plan, a single premium, in 10 days, We're gonna call a life insurance company and say, hey, life insurance, we just put $80,000 into this policy. We don't want to use our money. We want to use our money as collateral. We want you to give us $70,000 so we can go buy that Tesla with no strings attached. You don't need no financial statement. They ain't gonna ask if she have a job. They ain't gonna ask her what's credited. Life insurance company gonna say, if you got $80,000 in this policy, what you need? 70? Oh,
Boom.
cut her a check. Boom. And now she take that and she go buy the Tesla's cash. And then she says, okay, well, I know I got to pay that $70,000 back to the insurance company. How much I got to pay a month? Well, when you do it with an insurance company like that, they don't give you an amortization schedule. They don't tell you got to pay $500 a month interest rate. No, they don't do that. She don't have to pay it back. Why? Because remember, she had $80,000 her money. She just used her money as collateral. And then plus the life insurance is $200,000 in case she give up the ghost and die. The insurance company know they're gonna take their 70 back instead of giving the loved ones 200,000. They're gonna give them 130,000 because she already took the money, right? So she says, I like that. I said, but once they give you 70,000, you go and pay for the Tesla. Have no payments. If you want to send $100 a month, or you want to pay, if you want to pay the insurance company, say what interest rate? I say it's at 4%. It's better than what they're charging you now. You know what I mean? She says, I like that. And it's not, it doesn't interfere with her cash flow. That's doing things in a certain way. Now, why did I do that? Because her $80,000 is in the life insurance plan. It's steady growing. It's compounding. She did not miss a beat. It's not even a taxable event. There's no taxes. It was clean. It was tax-free, as a matter of fact, because it was a loan. It wasn't income. That's the strategy, doing things in a certain way. There are millions of people out here that don't get that kind of advice because they don't ask, they don't seek, they don't, there's something in a good book, James, and we talk about it all the time. In a good book, it say you must what, James? What does it say?
Ask, seek, and knock.
That's right.
Because if you ask, he'll answer. If you seek, you'll find. And if you knock, hey, he gonna open that door. But Rob, you said something in the beginning about keys. See, these are principles and laws. When you talk about principles, keys, laws, understanding that there are certain things that now we want to obey the law that our quote unquote government makes. But there are laws that are out there that we just don't study. And that was one of them. Ask, seek, and knock. And it was the key for her to get what she wanted, from what she had, quote unquote, planted, and use it in a manner that, she can have that, plus there's going to be gain.
Yes.
In the end, there's going to be, and Rob, the key to think about it, what we started this about. And in the end, somebody is going to be blessed because of her asking, seeking, and knocking, and you giving her an idea. And they're going to say, oh, whether it's auntie or mama or grandmama or whoever she leaves it to, they're going to be blessed because she made a wise decision.
Yes. And she acts. And you see, according to the good book and according to, my experience, it's impossible. If you ask, seek, or knock, it's impossible for it to come to you, A lot of people just don't ask, they don't seek, and they definitely don't knock, because most people try to lean on their own understanding. Good morning. It's an old school game. My man, Paul Lewis, my brother from another mother.
Yes. Brother Paul.
Yes, Brother Paul. Hey, so doing things in a certain way, that's what we want to talk about today, because a lot of us has been taught wrongly, and it's been intentionally. A lot of us been taught wrong. I'm glad to hear that the Feds announced that they were not going to increase interest rates. Just last week, they had the federal government's meeting, and they're not going to increase interest rates. In fact, they hinted at possibly reducing interest rate a couple of times in 2024. That's good news. And when the stock market heard that, then a lot of the Dow Jones Industrial Average went up. It went up because the Feds, there's a lot of small businesses that are hurting. There's a lot of small businesses that went out of business because they could not afford to stay in business. A company right down the street from where my office is, James, and it's called what is called lease. What is it called? On lease or something like that. They went out of business. Where this company
with the cars off lease.
Yeah, off lease. They totally, all those cars that just went off the lot. I mean, hundreds of cars, maybe thousands of cars. Well, and I said, what happened off lease? And they says because the inventory and the interest rates kept going up higher, and they could not afford it because interest rates were going up higher. They had to file bankruptcy and go out of business. And off lease, I took 3 people bought off lease cars that I personally know, and I sent them over there because they got good deals. Now, where they gonna go? You know what I mean? Because what happens is when the Feds increase interest rates, it makes it difficult for businesses that borrow money to survive. First thing a business have to do is cut employees and lay off people. And when there's the inflation, the government want people to be laid off. They believe it or not, because they want people to have less money.
Is that
What,
something, Rob?
and why do they want people to have less money? Because they don't want so many people going into these stores buying stuff from these merchants, because the merchants keep increasing the price, but they have supply and demand because people got money and they in there. So the merchants are going to keep on raising prices, and that's called inflation. So, but if nobody coming into the merchant store to buy their goods and services, then the shop owner got to reduce the price, and therefore the prices come down. That's economics 101.
Yeah. Meaning the poor gets poor. They're the one that hurts the most, so that those at the top, they can earn more. Rob, that statement that you just made about having the stock market go up, think about all the people that started crying to you about February or March of 2023.
Oh yeah.
Calling, crying, talking about, I had a friend, well, yes, I'll say it that way. I had a friend who said, man, I lost. I said, you only lose when you sell. You have that, and literally within the last 7 days, that same friend, man, I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back.
And James, what you said, these are grown people that behave like that.
Real grown people.
You would think it's, a 12-year-old, 10-year-old who don't have any experience. But that's just like saying in South Florida, it's raining. Oh my God, it's raining. It's been raining all week in South Florida. I think we ought to just sell our house and move somewhere where it's not raining. But it ain't gonna be raining forever. It's gonna get hot again, in South Florida. It's the sun coming out.
And I tried to share with this individual saying, hey, guess what wealthy people do? If that was good when you purchased it, buy more. Now you can buy on sale.
That's right.
It's on sale now. Hey,
but if you if you don't have that eye, if you don't have that power of discernment, then you could talk to them till they blue in the face.
Well, some people, like you said, some people have ears and cannot hear, eyes and cannot see. And no matter what you tell them, they're going to do what they want to do. And,
yes.
And some of the people you love the most is the same way. But anyway, that's another story. But Rob, doing a certain thing a certain way so that, one, you can realize that, hey, I need counsel. A part of this whole program that we do on Saturdays is simply one thing. There is help out there for you.
That's right. Helping, counseling. That's mainly our message that we do every Saturday is here's help. You stop leaning on your own understanding. There's always a better way. And just because you don't know it does not mean that it does not exist. There's so many things that we don't know, but you got to ask, seek, and knock. And you don't have to be intimidated. The Henderson Financial Group, we have a way of breaking things down to you like a 6-year-old. We really simplify it, And that example I just gave you, that was a real story. This lady, 70 years old, she wanted to go buy her a Tesla. And most people who wouldn't have a counsel or call me, they would have, if they'd had the money in the bank or had the money in their savings or whatever, they just would have took the money out and they would have bought that car. Now think about it. When you buy that, it's a depreciating asset. It's not going up in value. It's going down in value. So now you're really using you're losing what we call opportunity costs. Yeah, you drive around in a car, but you ain't making no money. This way, the way I told her to do it, she's still making money, because remember I told her to put the $80,000 into the cash value life insurance. So she's still going to be making money. Plus that $80,000, when she died, it's $200,000 tax free. when you buy when you put $80,000 at her age, if you're younger, they give you more life insurance. Only reason why they gave her 200,000 because she's 70 years old. If she was 50 years old and she still put 80, they might have gave her $500,000 and said that when you die, you put this $50,000 in there, there'll be $500,000 tax free. So the younger you are, the more, because insurance companies say you got more time to live. So they have room, and insurance company have a longer time to pay but if you're 90 years old and you do that, the insurance company may, well, you may die any minute and we got to pay that insurance policy. So that's why it's very, very good to get insurance and do this strategy the younger you are. We even do this strategy on kids, believe it or not. Teenagers, believe it or not. But it's not just for insurance dying. It's a economic strategy, a bigger picture that most people can't see. But if you call our office, we'll tell you the strategy. So in this example, so she was able to put the $80,000, invest it, and put it inside of a life insurance policy. And then 10 days later, we took out 20,000. I shouldn't say we took out. We borrowed against the life insurance policy at 4%. She bought the Tesla. She has no monthly payments. If she want to start paying $300 a month back to the insurance company, she could, but the insurance company is not going to give her a schedule and say you have to pay a certain amount. They're not going to do that. And they're just not going to do that. If she don't pay back, they know that one day she's going to go to heaven. And then that $200,000 policy, when she dies, instead of giving $200,000 tax free to her beneficiaries, they're going to minus the $70,000 plus the interest that she took out.
Now I heard somebody ask this question, Rob.
Yeah.
If she paid nothing on it, will there be a penalty based on the interest rate?
No, there won't be a penalty. But if they're just gonna charge her interest, she don't pay the interest, and they're just gonna take it out of the cash value. Okay, but
Okay.
it's pretty smooth. But there again, her 80,000 is growing. It ain't just sitting there. I mean, the minimum is gonna grow at 4%. Some of the insurance companies minimum, when you put money like that, the minimum is 5%, and you don't pay taxes, and they don't report it to the IRS every year.
And so she could her dividends, her interest that she gains monthly could cover that quote unquote interest on the money that she borrowed.
Of course. That's the strategy. So you thinking, James?
No. I have to. I always, when Linda is not even with us, I always say, "Well,
play her role."
Linda says that there's somebody out there asking, "Oh yeah, but what is it going to be?" So I want to ask those questions so that we can make sure that they get. I see that a couple of people checked in, and I see what Jordan Field said exactly. It's about how you do it, created a gap in the cheapest way, make the money last longer. But more than that, it's using your money wisely so that your money can do what it's supposed to do, and that is earn more money.
Yes. I want to touch on something that I find profound. And it was the first time I heard this. And I've been in the financial service business for 37 years. And since we've been in the financial service business, we've always heard diversify, 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 diversify. As a matter of fact, in the financial industry, if you don't really diversify as an advisor a client's money, you could get in trouble. But James, just like I talked about last Saturday, and I said the reason why I don't like 401ks because it's a Trojan horse. It's a sneak attack. It's a bait and switch. They bait you and they tell you to put this money away from the retirement, and you don't have to pay any taxes on it, the growth or anything. In fact, you can get a tax deduction the more money you put in there. But as the account grows, when you get ready to take it out, you got to pay them taxes. So don't pay. In other words, the principles of all postponed deferred accounts, 403Bs, 401ks, SEP plans, IRAs, all of those work on the principle of pay me later. Uncle Sam say, pay me later. it's like somebody giving you something, but there's nothing free in life. There's always a give and take. I just want to let you know there's a give and take. When you do, even with the life insurance strategy, what is the trade-off? The trade-off is, even though a lady put in $80,000 into a life insurance plan, she won't be able to get $200,000 tax-free until she dead.
That's the trade-off.
That's the trade-off. You got to die in order to get the 200,000 instantly. So if she put $80,000 in there today, tomorrow she die, somebody getting the 200,000 tax-free. They gonna get more than 80. That's a win-win. But she got to die in order for that to happen. That's the trade-off. Okay. But if she didn't do that and she put $80,000 in a bank account, if she died, that's all was in that is 80,000. If she didn't do that, she put $80,000 in mutual funds or stock market and she died, that's all she gonna get is whatever's in stock market, 80,000 grow. That's it. But insurance, you put 80,000, you guaranteed to get 200, not you, but at 80,000 guaranteed to turn into 200,000 tax free. So the trade-off is death. Okay. So
and Rob, that will happen.
Guaranteed.
See that, and people look at that as being morbid. Yeah, being morbid and all. No, hey, Rob, there are many wealthy people that, hey, became wealthy when their grandfather, their father, their mother. I mean, aren't we going to leave something for somebody?
James, I have more money in life insurance than I have anything.
Hey, come on, Rob. Now, and the first thing that somebody just said, them kids, they ain't gonna do nothing. But so what? If they blow it or whatever, but at least you did something that was good, and God is doing something good for us. But Rob, we're here today, so we
Yes.
should want to do something for someone. We have that little plan, you and I and another friend of ours, Brother Bill Dozier. Hey, we trying to outdo each other giving.
That's right.
We try to, and I'm always trying to catch up. But but hey, that giving, as you said, with your program Wednesday with Heisey, hey, it is a principle, it is a key, it is a law. You cannot outgive the giver. And when one of the greatest gifts that we have this right now moment is life.
That's right.
We're
That's
here.
right.
So why shouldn't we want to do things a certain way so that we can also help someone else, to go from where we are to a place where they can't even ask, think, or imagine.
That's right. So Warren Buffett and his partner finally came out with something that I always knew. I always just knew it. I've dealt it. They said basically what they said, and I'm going to just cut to the meat of it. They said that diversification in your investments are really for people who don't know what they're doing. People who know what they're doing, it's foolish to diversify. If you have a good company or a good investment, you're supposed to put all you could into it. You're not supposed to put 20% of it and then 20% over here and 20% over there. And they teach us that in all the financial school, all the elite universities. Matter of fact, the SEC, FINRA, all of you'll get fined if you don't diversify someone's portfolio. And let me tell you what I mean by that. James, I think I was like 20 years old. I'm 65 now. And I had read about a group of old women. They all was multimillionaires. They all used to work for Coca-Cola.
Pensacola, Florida.
You remember that, right?
Yeah. North Florida.
Yeah. And they became millionaires. They had all their money in the Coca-Cola stock. And so I know I have seen this. I remember putting $1,000 into Apple, just $1,000 for some kids. Didn't put no more money. Today, the $1,000 is worth $75,000 off 1,000. No more money, no taxes. That is in that no diversification. if you would have put, I remember back in 1995. I remember if you would have put $10,000, just 10,000 into Microsoft, 10,000. 10 years later, you'd have been a millionaire. That no diversification. In other words, see Warren Buffett and his partner Charlie, they just came out and said this. They said not when they almost did. One of them just died. Now they're gonna tell you the truth. It's like going out when they get ready to give up the ghost and go to heaven. Now they're gonna tell you the truth. And it's so sad because just like how most of us, and they taught us that Christopher Columbus discovered America, which was a white lie. It was a lie. And we just took a test on it. Some of us didn't pass it. We took a test, we got graded. And it was lies. It was hocus pocus. It's so much. If you really knew how much the system programs us to do and act and believe what the system wants us to do, it's not thinking. And I've seen this. Because listen, like I got a lot of clients that, we bought Apple a long time ago. We bought Microsoft a long time ago. We bought Amazon a long time ago. And some of them say, hey, you got to diversify. No, why? This thing is kicking butt. You know what I mean? And Warren Buffett and them just came out and said that. But so many schools, so many elite universities, so many financial advisors. Think about this. If you got $5,000, that's all you have to invest. To diversify, what are you going to put $1,000 in 5 different companies? No.
Boom.
If you got $5,000, man, you put it in something that's taking place, man. Something that's rocking and rolling. You put all your money on that horse. You know what I mean? You say, let's ride it,
Rob. But the thinking is, that's all I got. Rob, and we now this is really, they're gonna say James T. They're going again. No, we have so much more. I don't care what we have today. If we're blessed to be here tomorrow, we'll have more tomorrow.
That's right.
So why not be wise with that you have today? Because hey, going right back to the thing you talk about, the biblical principles, Rob. Hey, when they were given, 3 people were given talents, and one just said, "Oh no, I know he's coming back for this. I'm gonna make sure I got it because because I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna put this in the ground. So when he come back and ask for it, oh Rob, you want your $1,000 you gave me? Oh, let's go out here in the backyard. I'm digging it up. Yeah. Well, wait a minute. It's been a long time. It looked like it's all flaky, so it really ain't $1,000 anymore. I didn't really secure it. I just put it in a paper bag and put it in the ground. But it comes to, and you mentioned that, Rob, at Earl Nightingale. What is that? The Strangest Secret. We just don't think. What's the problem? We just don't think. And what we believe may not be so. We can believe. Oh, I know this. I know this. Yeah, you don't know what you don't know, and what you think you know may not be so. So why not call the Henderson Financial Group? Why not? I mean, here this gentleman is saying, "Hey, call and make an appointment. Hey, we'll talk with you. We'll take a look at where you are. Tell family, tell friends." Just before we went on the show, I was talking with someone, Rob, and I told him, I said, when I look back, I said. I said, me and Robert, we've been, friends for years. And I've had people time and time again say, I had a call just before I went on the cruise with a gentleman saying he and his wife were going to visit their grandkids. Hey, man, thank you for turning me on to that Henderson Financial Group. And the first time I came to one of your sessions, your parties, your annual parties, one of the gentlemen, I was by my brother's house, and I recommended the gentleman, hey, man, I just want to say thank you, man. Come on. Yeah. So there are people out there asking, knocking, and seeking. Even if you're not one of them, hey, why don't you give somebody else a gift? Tell them, I've been hearing about this guy, and his company, and it's something that maybe I should not let another year go by without really getting involved. Or if you're someone that has been with the company, the Henderson Financial Group, hey, share the good news. Let somebody else, hey, let them be blessed. Like I said, I do it all the time. When I
Yeah,
find people who are doing great things, Rob, I recommend them.
that's
I
right.
recommend them.
That's what we're supposed to do. One of the things we've been doing the day we're talking about doing things in a certain way, y'all. Those of you all who just tuning in, we're talking about doing things in a certain way. It's because most of us do the same thing and we follow the crowd. It's like traffic, we just 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in America, everybody just going slow, regardless if it's an accident or what. Everybody just go 20 miles an hour on the car on the expressway. We just do that because, see, you got to understand that in America, American education is designed to tell you what to think, not how to think. It's not designed to teach you how to think. I want to let you know from the moment your child go to first grade or kindergarten to the first grade, they have entered the zone of, let me tell you, the system programming them to what to think, not how to think. How to think. Most of the system don't need thinkers. It's only 5% of thinkers. 95% of the people are programmed, and you think that you're thinking, but you're not really thinking. Now, let me give you another strategy that we just use. We've been using a lot of this lately, especially in the last month, since the last month of the year, December. If you are self-employed, or if you have a business on the side, even a side business, and you have a child, what we've been doing, James, we've been especially even if you have grandkids, and you want to get a tax deduction. And if you have a business, let's say you're a beautician, you're a real estate agent, you missed a yard man or whatever, but you have a business, and you have your business and you have some kids. We've been setting up Roths, because you set up a Roth for a kid. Now, when you pay a kid from your business, your child, it doesn't really have to be your child. It could be your cousin, maybe your nephew or niece or whatever. But if you employ them and say, okay, they're going to take out the garbage, they're going to do something, you're going to pay them. This year, you can pay them for 2023, you can pay them up to $13,850, and they pay zero in taxes. That's the exemption. That's the child exemption. So in other words, a child, the first $13,850, there's no taxes if it comes to your company, especially if you're a child. Okay, there's no taxes. But when you pay them, you get a tax deduction. So it's going to help you from paying Uncle Sam. So if you made $100,000 and you say, oh my, your accountant say every year you got to pay taxes. Every year you got to pay taxes. Why? Because you make too much money. Well, what I got to do? You got to either give the money away, charity. You got to use it as a business expense, okay? Or you got to put it into a retirement plan. That's the only way that you can reduce it. A business expense means that you just hired your cousin, you just hired your child. Your child could be 3-year-old, 5-year-old. Put them on your website, whatever. And pay them. All right. Now, you can actually pay them up to $13,850. You get a tax write-off, just like an IRA. You get a tax deduction. Okay, you get a tax deduction as an expense. Matter of fact, it's better than an IRA, because you get to take that dollar for dollar because it's expense. Like if you're renting a space, you get that. But now you got a child, you can actually deduct that $13,850. You got two child, that's two of them. You take that and you put that into a bank account. Since it's a minor, the minor can't open a bank account, so your name is going to be the guardian. So now you see where the money go. But your child Social Security number is there to make sure that you don't have to pay tax on it. But you just got to write off.
Now, does that child pay taxes on it?
No, up to 13.8.
That's what that's well, see, but Rob, that's because they were gonna be saying.
I just said. Now they make 15,000. Anything above 13,850 is taxable. But if it's okay, this year it's 13,850. Okay. Now, what do you do with that? We've been killing this. So now you done you took a tax deduction from your business. It's going to lower your tax that you got to pay Uncle Sam. And you didn't give it to United Way. You didn't give it to somebody else. You gave it to your family member. And you control it. So now you took a tax deduction, right? Put in the bank account. Now out of that bank account, they call it Henderson Financial Group. We open up a Roth IRA because it's tax free. We take that money, we put it into one of these. We take that money, we invest it. You could do that one time. If a kid 5, 6, 7, 10 years old and don't do no more, that thing will grow and compound and zero taxes forever. Now, what if you was doing it every year?
Come on, Rob.
And you was getting a tax deduction?
And
Oh
what if,
my!
and Rob, what if you found the next the Amazon or the next whatever, Microsoft or whatever? Come on, Rob. But it takes,
and it's tax free. All the growth, all the gain, it's tax free. So you could you helping yourself
and
you lowering your tax, and you helping your family member.
Come on, Rob.
That's doing things in a certain way. That's thinking.
Beautiful.
That's thinking. That's thinking. And one day that child gonna be a millionaire.
Well, you know who shocked me on that?
Who?
Larissa.
Oh,
Larissa.
yeah. Larissa and I, we killing it. We killing it.
When Larissa told me, I said, what? I said, okay, done. DONE. Now, we didn't go to the Roth though. Yeah. So we gotta get that. We gotta get it right.
Well, it could go to the Roth, or you can either put it into cash value life insurance.
Yeah.
Because remember, you done paid the child, so now you got 13,000. You can do what you want to do. Go buy him some sneakers. Go buy him some games.
Well,
or you can invest it. Or you can invest it. Because when you put it into a life insurance, cash value life insurance, it's still tax free too.
Tax free.
Plus, the child got a whole big policy on them, so when they get older, it's even more money.
Woo. And you're helping them to create their own bank. That was our purpose. That was what we was. You're helping them to invest in hopefully what it is the Creator created them to be and to do.
Yes.
So just like my grandmother taught, you're trying to show them you don't have to go and beg nobody for a job.
Yes. If you have a business on the side, or even a business, you got a bakery, you got a beauty salon, you sell real estate, or you're a salesperson, you get 1099 money, you're a consultant, you got your own business, you shouldn't be paying no whole lot of taxes, man. You should be paying the bare minimum. You should because the U.S. tax code favors you, but not if you don't know it. Not if you going to some tax person that's just doing this simple ABC match with you. You need to know something that you don't know. And anytime any of us, last year we had to write a check out to Uncle Sam. You trying to tell me you're gonna go right back to the same account and keep writing checks every year, and they telling you made more money, so you got to pay? No, that's not how it works. That is a sign. Anytime you go into an accountant and every year you got to pay, you need to get yourself another accountant. That's like going to a doctor and you just keep on hurting, and you keep taking that same pill and you keep on hurting. It's time for you to go get another doctor.
No, hey, Rob, but because what you're going there for is to relieve whatever the situation is. And if he or she doesn't know how to do that, you got to ask, seek, and knock. You got to find somewhere else to go.
Doing things in a certain way.
But that Rob, that is great. That is great. And for people, another thing I'd like for you before we get out of here, because we only have about 10 minutes. I saw something recently saying that if you have an LLC, that the government is requiring you now to make sure that everyone if they have 25 or at least 25%, partnership in the LLC, that they have to be listed and you have to register it. So that maybe next week you can check that out and get into that. But you'll have all year, the full year, if your LLC has been for this year, supposedly. So look into that for us and help us out with that next week to see about that LLC. What requirements are there. But today, we really had a good one on your example of how you showed someone that they could, as the phrase you always use, have your cake and eat it too.
Right.
Yeah. and let somebody else buy and bake, the cake. Yeah. So that was really good. And we're hoping that, with the messages that you're giving, that people will, if they have not reached out, that they will. And if they have reached out, that they will reach out to others and share. And it doesn't mean that you try to tell everybody, that, God will put somebody on your heart, that you say, something, uh, I know this person that I think could really be blessed by this information, and he or she and their families can be blessed. So contacting the Henderson Financial Group, even though it's the holiday season. What That's one thing about Rob. Well, I guess me and Rob. Hey, it looks like we don't stop working. But Rob,
We'll
after
stop.
tomorrow,
We'll
after
stop
tomorrow,
serving.
yeah, we don't stop working and serving. Well, our work is our service. That's the other thing. We don't have a Rob. When the last time you had a job? Yeah, mine was 1969, and yours. You say you've been doing this 38
Last time
years.
I had yeah, man, I 37, probably a little more, but I haven't had a job in a while. I left. I left. I was a graphic artist, CBS Channel 4 when I was 19 years old, 20, 21.
Okay.
When they said, Rob, and they said, Henderson, you're doing such a good job, man, you're gonna get a raise. And I was so happy about getting the raise. And I say what the raise was, and they say, well, raise, we're giving you a 3% raise. And I was happy about that. Because I hadn't did the math. They say 3% raise, and I had not did the math, but I was just happy that, they didn't fire me. They said I was very good, in the department. And I was just happy, James. I think I was like 19 years old, man. And they said you get 3% raise. I said, okay. And everybody like, hey, that's good. I'm like, okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Everybody says good. That's good. That's good. Remember, we conform. We do what everybody else do. And I said, good. So I sat down, I did the math, and I said, oh my goodness. The 3%, that's $900 more. I said, now, then I asked, I said, well, that 3%, is that $900 more? That's a week or that's a month? They said, no, that's a year. I said, so they're going to pay me what I'm making a year now.
Plus 3%.
Plus 3%. I'm going to make a $900 more a year. And they said, yes. And I looked around and all the grown-ups and everybody was like, yeah. And I was like, this is how life is. This is what 3% is. I looked around, James, and I said, oh my God. Like I was on another planet, like Alice in Wonderland. I'm like, this is good. Grown people do this. I said, oh, I can't spend the rest of my life waiting on 3% raises for the whole year. I said, well, I got to get myself another plan.
No, Rob, I'm about to honor. Now, strange you would say that, because I'm about to honor someone tomorrow night when we go to this event for Embrace. That after 11 years, they told me I was going to get an 8%. And I don't know, maybe, I don't know what, but I don't even know if I was 30. But I said, you mean to tell me just, oh, James, you can't get any more raises, all we can do is give you an 8% increase. I quit. Rob,
what did that 8% amount to? Dollar amount?
I never even figured it out, Rob, but I'm just saying, come on, man. And see, someone just said it's okay to be a working man, show some love, but we're not talking about not working. We're just talking about there's a difference between your work and your job, because that job could lead to your work. For me, and I won't put that phone on everybody.
I don't know what you're talking about. You make way more than the average working person. What are you saying? What is she saying?
There's a difference between your job and your work. Your job is what somebody else values you. For me, that's their value. My work is the value I put on myself, where I can give myself an opportunity to earn as much as I can earn based on my thinking, based on my creativity, and I'm operating in something that I believe I was created to do, and something that I love. Most people on jobs, they don't love what they do. The only reward that they get from that job is that paycheck and da 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 da.
And they do just enough not to get fired, and the company know it, and the company pay them enough just so they won't quit.
Well, hey, particularly Rob, if you generating them revenue. If they saying cha-ching, 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 because that's the value. But going back to that, Rob, that I'm going to mention him tomorrow evening. He and his wife is coming down. He was the when I got into commercial radio, he gave me an opportunity. First time I ever went into his radio station, first time I'd ever met him, da 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 da. He offered me a job, but it was a job operating and working in that I believed I was created to do and I wanted to do. But when they got to the point that they're saying, well, hey, we can't pay you any more than we're paying you, other than giving you an 8% annual increase. I said, can't happen. I got to find a better way to do this. And I did. And then as God does for all of us, Rob, he opens up another door when we ask and when we seek, another door open, and I got an opportunity, yes, to earn a salary and to, of course, earn more money than the salary was creating. So
Well, I had 5 jobs between 13 years old and 4 jobs. I had 4 jobs. I had 4 jobs between age of 13 to age of 25. 4 jobs,
mhm.
and that was it.
Hey, so you've been
By, by the
you've been
time I was
in your
20,
work.
huh? Huh?
You've been in your work for a lifetime.
Yes, yes. By the time I was 25, man. But and the reason why I said I had 4 jobs, on those 4 jobs, I learned a lot. So Islam, we're not knocking people that work 9 to 5. I encourage you. I think, matter of fact, I know, because when I was working 9 to 5, it helped me to come to reality. It helped me to see the way the system is set up. If when I got my first job, I didn't know what FICA was. I didn't know what Social Security. I didn't know why they was taking that. It helped me to to dive in and say, what is this? And then I was able to look at, the big picture. And then I was able to look down the road and say, if I keep doing this, I can calculate what I'm going to get. So, I know if you got dreams, if someone's telling you you're going to make $200 a week and you dreaming of going to Europe or Africa or traveling or whatever, then you having a wife and kids and a house and a car and all that, you got to do the math. At one point, you're going to have to do the math. So you're gonna have to do the math. Some people just don't do the math. Some people just say, "This is all I got. This is it. This is my 24 hours." But I because I worked on a regular job, it has made me who I am today, and that's why I understand. I think, and we have a lot of clients who have really good job. They're engineers, they're doctors, they're lawyers, and work for firms. They're teachers, there's principals, but that's good, because this gives you a base and it gives you stability. You know how much you're going to make, but you're not supposed to stay there. If you want more, now if that's all you want, that's all you want. But once you have the 9 to 5 job and it gives you stability, it gives you income, it gives you, benefits, that's good. But you got to look to yourself and say, okay, this is what they're paying me. Now, what am I going to pay myself? Since that's the question. This is what the man paying me. This is what the system is paying me. I got that. That's easy. I can do that 9 to 5. Then you say, okay, that's what they doing for me. What am I going to do? Are you going to bake some cookies on the side? You know what I mean? Are you going to cook some cakes on the side? Are you going to be a barber on the side? Are you going to be a consultant? Then what are you going to do for you too? Since they doing that for you, what you going to do for you? Because you're doing it for them, because they're paying you, you're doing it for them. Now, what you going to do? You got to get some real estate. You got to help somebody with some housing. And some people don't think like that. Some people like, listen, after I work for the man, I done did it for them. They pay me. That's it. And that's okay too. But don't expect more. And don't be envious and jealous of the people that have more, because the ones that have more, trust me, we got to do more. And that's my story.
And you got to be willing to get rid of that fear and take risk in that faith that you've been given.
Only if you want more.
Only if you want more. I mean, but Rob, do you know? And I've always felt this way, and I've honored teachers. Teachers are one of our most valued commodities, but they too get into the system of just teaching the way the system says to teach.
It's the system.
And right. And don't you know, if you have, quote, like yourself, Rob, if you have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and financial literacy, and you share that, hey, I should not begrudge you if you teach me how and show me how to make more, I should not begrudge you in your earning from your teaching me and showing me. So we both, hey, when the tide comes in, all the boats rise. So we all and I don't, hey, that's one thing that, and I share this as well. Bro, I have never had an amount of money I wanted to earn. I don't want to establish an amount. I said, God, I want that you have for me that goes beyond what I can ask, think, or imagine.
You never put a target. I want $100 million. You never put a target.
Never 100, 200, 300. Rob, because it's not that I would not let that be my goal so that I could say, oh, I got it. No, I don't have it. I believe that, hey, like you, Rob, I believe there's more. Yeah, I just believe that there's more out there that I can ask, see, or imagine, and I want that, whatever for the time or period that I'm gonna be here, that 120 years.
Well, we
Yeah,
got that in common, brother. We still got that in common.
yeah, Rob. Hey, Rob, when you plant a seed, you don't tell it, "Well, I want you to grow me an apple," if it's an apple seed, or "I want you to grow me a mango," if it's a mango seed. Hey, no, I want you to be. Man, I've got a mother coconut tree that has produced, I can't even, I don't know how many, and it's still producing. Still producing. Rob, come on. So, hey, if God put that in a seed, what do you think he put in us? He said we are created in
More and
his image,
more
and
and
it
more,
more
greater
and
and greater
more,
and greater.
greater, greater. But hey, start giving. Start giving. Mr. Henderson, we're gonna get carried away here in a minute.
We got you
We're
got
out
to
of
give us
time.
some prayer, man. We got to get out of here, man. We got to go. And I got some appointments. Much love. Take
Much
us out
love.
with prayer, brother.
Oh, Father God, we thank you. We thank you for the opportunity that you have given us. And during this season of the remembrance of the birth of Christ, as many will be celebrating, let us also celebrate the thankfulness. Yeah. Let us celebrate the fact that you have given us so much that we can first, before we ask for a gift or even ask for something to give someone else, let's thank you for your giving. And may that glorify you. May that be a blessing to someone else. And may that also encourage us to seek the more that you have in us so that we can give more in thanks and give more in blessing others. In Jesus' name, amen.
First say amen. That was some good stuff, James. That's some good stuff.
Hey, man, we got to give. We got to
Hey,
give.
hey, give, and you receive in that order first. All right. Listen, thank you so much for joining the show. Hey, listen, share this. If you learn anything, I want you to be able to share and have a conversation with the people who you care about. Okay. Because we all need each other. Nobody is self-made. Everybody that you know, that you feel that's up there and doing something, there's a penny, they're standing on many people's shoulders. And I know I am. So
Woo.
hey, give thanks, give praise, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and be safe. And don't feel obligated like you got to go out here and buy some gifts and
Woo.
spend your money and charge them credit cards because you're going to have to pay for them. Okay. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye bye. Let's get out of here.